your girl JLove81. I am here today once again with my buddy Mike, and we are gonna do some reviews on some PS4 games.
Alrighty guys, before we get started, I'd like to give a shout out for Chris for making me those custom made dust covers. Have them in my game room right now. Thank you very much. So guys, what I'm gonna review is 3 games today. The first one up is a PlayStation VR game called Persistence. It's a horror game. And I'm just going to give a couple things about this one. I haven't beat it yet. First, it's very hard. That's the reason I haven't beat it yet, because I died so many times in it that it just pissed me off that I almost threw the VR across the room. It's a good game. It's one of my favorite VR experiences I had so far outside of Doom. And it's not hard on the eyes or anything. I haven't gotten headaches from it or anything. I know people say a lot of times with VR, including Jen, that it gives them headaches after they use it too long.
I get sick.
So this one isn't bad. And it's one of the better horror games on the VR. Like I said, the only problem I have with it is very hard. And the reason why is, you have objectives to do. You have 5 objectives on 5 different decks. So when you go to the deck, right, you have to go all the way to the end of the level pretty much to complete the objective. The problem is, it doesn't matter how far you are. If you die, you go all the way back to the beginning start point of the game. And not only that, you can't get used to the levels because the decks are constantly changing. No matter what, the deck will always be different every time you go back to the same deck, so you can't get used to it. The rooms are the same, they're just in a different order, which makes it very hard because you can't get used to anything. It's good for replayability. It's also good at pissing me off, so...
I can't play games. But actually, it is good because this way you can't memorize anything, so...
Yeah, that's the one good thing about it, but like I said, it's a hard game. Very dark, too, so... And it has scared me a couple times because it's so dark. But like I said, outside of Doom, it's one of my more favorite VR experiences. I just wish it was a little bit easier. But like I said, if I had to choose, good graphics, solid stealth gameplay. The other downfall I forgot to mention is you don't use the motion controls. I really like the motion controls in VR. You use the controller. I mean, the good thing is there's it does use the teleporting thing, but you don't have to use it. It's like a special ability in the game. I like the motion controls better. I think, like I said, the controller takes away from the VR experience a little bit, but very good. Good gameplay, good graphics, good VR experience. I gotta give this one probably a 7 out of 10.
So you have to wear it and then you just sit still the whole time?
Yeah, you sit still with the controller. And I feel like that takes away from the VR experience a lot.
What's the point of even putting it on VR?
It's like Doom had it where you could do either or. Most of them do, but like I said, Here They Lie had it where you use the controller, and I just feel like it just takes away from the experience just a little bit. It's cool just moving your hands. Like in Doom, you're just aiming the little motion control out when you have the guns and everything.
So which one's your favorite VR game?
Doom right now. Doom VR.
And what game makes you sick?
Resident Evil 7 is the one game, and everybody knows I'm the biggest Resident Evil fan. I beat Resident Evil 7 probably 6 or 7 times. I've only gotten about 2 hours into it on VR before my eyes hurt so bad that I was almost throwing up from it. So
that's why I don't play VR games. I can't handle it.
I'm guessing I've read that other people experience it too. I don't know what it is. I think it's because it moves as a regular game, that it also is not you can play it. It's off of VR or on VR, and I think it just moves too smooth or too fast for my eyes. This one's not like it. It's strictly meant for VR. Doesn't give me a headache. Definitely recommend it if you're a horror fan and you have the VR. Alright, next game up is Strange Brigade. This one's not really a horror game. It got horror, a little bit of horror elements. It's more of a third-person shooter action game. Even Jen would like this one. This would be a horror-themed game that she would kind of like.
Now, can we play this together?
No, we can't play this together. It's 1 to 4 players online. There's no split screen. So, and I wish it was split screen. I'm a big split screen fan.
Old school.
Exactly. Jen comes over, we pop on some old school 4-player 007, split screen.
I love that.
Just shit talk your friends right next to you.
A lot of games aren't like that anymore. I don't know why. Everything's online, which is cool, but you should have at least an option if you want to play with somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you want a good split screen game for the PS4, try A Way Out. We mentioned it before. We're still trying to get together with our schedules and live stream it. One day we're going to try. But back to Strange Brigade. Just came out Tuesday. I finished it. I had to get through it a little bit because the new Spider-Man game comes out, and then the week after Tomb Raider comes out.
Spider-Man. There's so many good games coming out. I don't know what to do. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't really stick with a game right now because I have to beat them so fast for all the games that are coming out, which...
When does Last of Us 2 come out? Did they push
probably,
that back?
I'm going to say after March. Probably next summer, next fall. Strange Brigade. It's basically a mummy witch is she's resurrected, and she rises up armies of undead mummies and other monsters. Really good boss battles. I like the boss battles a lot. Is there anything new with the gameplay? No. If you played Zombie Army Trilogy, it's pretty much that. It's pretty much that with a Tomb Raider kind of feel to it, like with like the mythology and stuff and Egypt and everything. They do put in a couple scares. They put in these little jump scares. I like the guy who does the old school 1930s voice, and pretty much he commentates your gameplay.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Like, after this video, I might pop it in to show Jen, see if maybe she wants to borrow it, give it a try. Graphics, pretty good, not top-notch. Rebellion, they're the creators of it. They did Sniper Elite and Zombie Army Trilogy. They're not top-notch graphics. They're good enough graphics for me. Gameplay, solid, but nothing new. Story, it has a story. It's not in-depth like an Uncharted. But like I said, overall, IGN gave this a 7.5. I would give it the same score if I had to. Everything is just good. And it's definitely a playthrough once. If you're going to play through it, I suggest doing it with your friends. Try and find a buddy or two. Don't be a lonely loner like me and just sit there in 3 days and just quick beat it. It's probably about anywhere from 7 to 9 hours long. 9 levels, different weapons to unlock and everything. So give it a try. It just came out. Alrighty guys, last on the list is Remothered. This was a game I talked about in a previous video. It was one of the top 5 most anticipated horror games for me coming out. And let me tell you, I love this game. I love this game so much. I went through it 3 times. I can't recommend this game enough to any horror fan out there. This is a game that my friend Jen would not touch. This game is scary. My cousin won't even play this one by himself. He was watching me and he kept, oh, oh. It was,
I'm a chicken.
That's exactly how he sounds too. And let me tell you, pretty much this game's about a woman. She's trying to, this guy's daughter went missing years ago, and she strolls into his mansion. He's a really old guy. He's sickly. He has a nurse. She strolls in there, and then she starts accusing him of killing his daughter. He kicks her out of the house. The nurse leaves. You sneak back into the house, and next thing you know, this old guy is running around with a sickle, ass cheeks out, in an apron. And let me tell you, he is pursuing you all over this mansion while you're trying to complete, like, you gotta unlock doors and find keys and stuff. At one point, a breaker, like, goes bad, so you gotta go down to that breaker and flip it.
Kind of like Resident Evil puzzles.
Yes, like, old school, like, Resident Evil. That's what I liked about it. Gameplay, it has, like, the Resident Evil puzzles to it. Gameplay, it's more like Outlast. It's like a third-person Outlast. And let me tell you, I'm gonna say it over and over. I really, really, really loved everything about this game. It's about 5 hours to get through the first playthrough. Once you learn all the, like, the puzzles and everything and where everything is that you need, I beat it in about probably less than 2 hours. It's
we'll
like,
have to stream that. For
yeah,
sure.
Definitely.
If you guys want to see us stream that, him playing, not me, leave a comment down below.
Definitely.
I'm not gonna play it though.
I can probably get through it in about 2 hours. I'm telling you, like, once you know where everything is. So, unless my memory's a little bad, I do play a lot of games. So, but everything about this game I liked. I like the graphics, I like the atmosphere, I like the gameplay, the music, the story. Like, the main character, it's funny because she looks like Jodie Foster. Like, so the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, Silence of the Lambs the whole time. Really scary. Especially when you get to the basement level. And if you play the game off of this review, God help you in the basement. That part is scary as hell. It made me jump every single time I play through the game. The basement was the one part that just scared me every time. It's real close in the basement. I don't even want to ruin it. So if you're a horror fan, you got to play the game. Graphics are good. It's an indie studio that came out with the game. It's on the PlayStation Network. You can get it on Steam. Graphics are good. I like the graphics. Like, they're not top notch. They're not going to be like Resident Evil 2 Remake, but they're good enough for this game. It's a gritty game. There's really good. Sometimes you want to get killed just to see what happens, because the deaths that your character goes through are awesome. It kind of reminds me of Dead Space 2, how Isaac, some of his deaths were just amazing. Like Lara Croft and Tomb Raider. Like, sometimes you just were like, oh, I hope she dies just so I can see how it looks. You know what I mean? That's how this game is. Some really good kills, like, on you. It's just fun dying in the game sometime.
I'm gonna have to watch you play it during the day.
Enemies are really overpowered. There are no guns in this game. If you are more of a horror action person, that if you like horror games like Resident Evil 5 and not like the slower paced games, this one is not for you. This is for, it's like, I want to say, like, it's like scary like Silent Hill. Is Outlast 2 gameplay. If you liked Outlast, this is just third person. Even one of the original developers that worked on Silent Hill, he praised the game as soon as it came out. I'm praising it now. There's one issue with the game, and I don't know if it's just they just overlooked it or it's just hard to program. The house is three stories, a basement and an attic. If you're on the third floor, like, their footsteps, if they're right underneath you on the first floor, it makes it seem like they're just right, like as close to me as I am to Jen right now. It throws you off. It puts you on edge because you're like, what the hell's going on? But
I hate that. I hate being nervous.
That's the only issue I have with the game, because it slowed me down a little bit, because then I just start tiptoeing and then ducking, and I'm like, oh, there's nothing there.
You have to do a lot of stealth, a lot of hiding.
Yeah, it's all stealth.
I don't like stealth.
All stealth and hiding. If they see you, you either have to set up a trap like for them, or like there's different like little things you could throw at them, like dishes. Like I think the one was like a snow globe. But like, and then you got to run to a hiding spot. Like once you get good at, like I got so good, I knew where this one hiding spot was, and I just, every time they caught me, I took off right to there, and I knew I could get away at that one spot. So, but the first time playing through, you're not gonna know the good hiding spots. And like I said, it's tense. It's a tense game, and it's really good.
Do you recommend it?
Oh my God, I recommend this game to every horror fan. Like, I loved it. Nothing wrong with this game besides that one sound issue. I can get over it. And like I said, good graphics, great gameplay. It's one of the best horror games I've played since Resident Evil 7, Outlast 2, Evil Within 2, like the first Evil Within. These are some of my favorite horror games for the PS4, and I put this one right up there with it. I recommend it. Again, I probably said that like 5 or 6 times right now. Play this game if you are a horror fan. If you don't like it, you can give me a JLove81 slap right across the face.
Yes. Yes,
so,
I love slaps.
I'm giving it a 9 out of 10, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 for horror. Like I said, it's from an indie developer, so it has a little bit of flaws, but not much.
Indie developers have been doing really well.
Really good. Really good.
Well lately, and this goes with the Switch as well. PS4. I can't really speak about Xbox because I don't really play Xbox that much. Is there any good indie games for Xbox? I
don't put on my Xbox that much. Last time was State of Decay 2 was the last game, and that's Undead Labs is kind of an indie developer. They're kind of getting bigger now. They're signed exclusively to like exclusive to Xbox.
Dead Rising?
Dead Rising, I don't know what Dead Rising is anymore. Is it starts out on Xbox and it goes to PlayStation, you know what I mean?
I guess, yeah.
Capcom, you know, if they're smart, they got to release things for the highest selling system, so.
I'm still upset Battletoads is going to Xbox. That pisses me off. He's like, Well, guys, if you have any recommendations, horror recommendations, leave a comment down below for Mike, not me, because I'm not going to look at it. This is for Mike. If you guys want to check out the game or have any questions with the games he recommended, leave a comment down below. And that's pretty much it. So, You're going to see a lot more Mike. We are going to be streaming games in the future. I know I said that before, but our schedules have been clashing. So we are going to try to make a lot more time for each other. And that's pretty much it. So make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment, and make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.